talent selection, development, and retention. Okay, so let's continue. Let's look at the following learning objectives. All right, so it seems I'm offline, so I'm making effort to reconnect immediately. Just in a moment. Just in a moment. All right, so I'm stepping back in class, just went out. Dr. Benito, please, if you can also make me a co-host on this line too, so that I don't get disconnected. I can always connect back. Yes, thank you. Okay. All right, so I'm back. It seems I'm humming. Okay, I believe everyone can hear me now. And
loud and clear.
All right. So our learning objectives for today. By the end of this training, participants will be able to explain the fundamentals of talent management. Everyone will be able to develop and implement talent acquisition strategies. Will also be able to design effective onboarding programs. Will be able to enhance employee development and career growth. We'll also be able to manage and improve employee performance, and we would be able to increase employee engagement and retention. Then, very importantly, we'll be able to stay informed on future trends in talent management. All right, so let's move on. We'll be looking at module 1. Please, Mr. Damilola, help me admit anyone who needs to be admitted in class. I see some. Yeah, thank you. All right, so let's talk about talent management foundation, the foundation of talent management. So by way of introduction, we would like everyone to know in this class that talent management is not just about hiring the best people. You know, when most of us hear talent management, we're like, okay, let us get the best people in. Think of your people as the engine that drives your organization forward. We may have heard this, that every organization is only as strong as the people or the staff that work within that organization. Any organization is as strong is only as strong as the people who work within that organization. So you have to understand that the people that you hire, the people that you get into your organization will determine how forward that organization goes. In fact, we have always heard the saying that um, without vision, the people perish, right? Now, I'd like to make bold to tell you that without the people, the vision will equally perish. So it's not just about without vision. You might have a wonderful vision, you might have a wonderful dream and purpose as an organization, but without the right set of people, your organization will not go forward. So effective talent management ensures that your engine is well oiled, running smoothly, and firing on all cylinders. It's about creating a comprehensive strategy that ensures you have the right people in the right roles and at the right time. You will agree with me that you may have the right person, the right fit for a job, but if that person is not in the right role and not there at the right time, everything will go wrong. So this includes attracting top talent, nurturing their skills and knowledge, keeping them engaged and motivated, and providing opportunities for growth and advancement. So by investing in your people, you are investing in the future of your organization. So if you want, it depends on the kind of future you want to have as an organization. If you want to have a prosperous future, you should be able to employ and get in the right set of people. So what is talent management? I know that I already have it up on the screen, but if I'm to ask you in your own words, what is talent management? Can we make use of the chat room? Just tell me what you understand in your own way, in your own words, and just be rest assured there are no wrong or right answers, okay? There are no wrong answers, rather. There are right answers. All the answers will certainly be right. So please share with me in the chat room. Tell me what you understand by talent management in your own words. In your own words. Remember, we're also here to learn from each other. So share with me in your own words. What's your understanding of talent management? I'd like to hear from you. All right, I'm waiting in the chat room. I'm waiting in the chat room. Do we have any chats yet? I'm waiting. I want to make sure everybody's carried along. All right, so while you work on responding to that chat, I'd like to share with you that talent management is a systematic process of attracting, developing, retaining, and deploying employees who possess the requisite skills and attitudes to meet current and future organizational needs. That is a very holistic and all-encapsulating definition. Okay, talent management is not just an action as many people just assume it to be. It is a process, and a systematic process at that, which involves lots and lots of activities, which include attracting, developing, retaining, and deploying employees who possess the requisite skills and attitudes to meet current and future organizational needs. Talent management is also the holistic process of attracting, identifying, developing, engaging, retaining, and deploying an organization's most valuable resource, and that is people. As human resource professionals, one thing we should know is that people, human beings, are the most valuable resource of any organization. Without people, great visions fail. Without people, organizations crumble. There is nothing, absolutely nothing we can do organization-wise, vision-wise, purpose-wise without people. I'll always tell people that even if you are the foreman of your business, it does not mean you have to do the work of four men. Let me say that again. Even if you are the foreman, that is Foreman, you are not meant to do the work of four men, Four men. So the fact that you are the one who has received the vision and the purpose and the assignment or the vision of your organization does not mean you have to do the work of everybody. You need other people who can equally do the work. So it encompasses the entire employee life cycle from recruitment and onboarding to ongoing learning and development, performance management, and succession planning. So all of these aspects are included in talent management, from the point of recruiting to onboarding to ongoing learning to ongoing development to performance management, even to succession planning. Okay, so there are key elements of talent management, and I'd like us to take note. If you were attentive, you would see that these four key elements were mentioned in our definition of talent management. And I'd like everyone in this class, if you are actually following, to just in the chat room, please type in these four elements. It's right there on your screen. I want to make sure that everybody is carried along. Type it on your screen. There are four key elements of talent management. Did you get that? All right, please, let's quickly type in, type in, type in. Let's make this class as interactive as it should be. Yeah, I see people already typing in. Yes, so we have these four key elements of talent management, and they are attraction. Yes, Christy Favor, well done. Attraction, that's wonderful. And then the second one is development. The third one is retention. And then the fourth one is deployment. Attraction, development, retention, and deployment. In case you have exams that you're going to write, so make sure that you don't forget this: attraction, development, retention, deployment, ADRD. If you're somebody who loves acronyms, that will help. Okay. Yeah, I see Joyce Hege. Thank you very much. Attraction, development, retention, and deployment. Well done, Joyce. Well done. That was excellently done. All right, so let's talk about attraction. Attraction involves sourcing and recruiting top talent. Development involves training and professional growth. Retention involves keeping valuable employees engaged, because it is not enough to attract. It is also not enough to develop. If you attract, you develop, but you're not able to retain, there is a problem. So you have to keep the employees engaged. And number four, deployment, making sure that you're effectively utilizing the talent. So let's take a look at the strategic importance of talent management. In today's competitive business landscape, a skilled and engaged workforce is critical for success. I've said this, I've overemphasized this in my introduction. Talent management, therefore, helps organizations achieve their strategic goals by fostering innovation and creativity. This is very key. One thing that is very necessary in organizations, because the competition is much. Most organizations are doing what other organizations are doing. So there is need to foster innovation and creativity. Figure out new ways of doing the same old things, okay? Improving operational efficiency, the time involved in delivering your services, the time involved in delivering your products. All of these things need to be improved. And you can do that with talent management. Another one is enhancing customer satisfaction. Happy customer will be happy business, right? So you need to figure out ways through talent management to be able to enhance customer satisfaction and, most importantly, gaining a competitive edge. I already told you that there are many other people who are doing what you are currently doing. Now, how do you stand out? How do you stand out? How does your light shine that bright so that others people may take notice of what it is you are doing? Because you're not the only one. You will agree with me that for most organizations, for most companies, the ones that are most popular may really not be the ones who are most are the best in terms of effectiveness, right? But they are the ones who have made intentional and deliberate efforts to stand out from the rest of the crowd. So that is why talent management is very important. Now, there is a life cycle of talent management. I don't know how many of you were science students, but when we were growing up in secondary school, we did draw a lot of life cycles. I would have remember the life cycle of a housefly. Mm-hmm. And it goes round and round from the larva stage, the maggot egg stage to larva, and then before it becomes a housefly. So this is the talent management life cycle. So where does it start from and where does it end? It starts from attracting talent. You have to attract the talent first and foremost. And now, after you have attracted the talent, you have to develop this talent. And after you have developed this talent, you have to retain this talent. Because if you develop them, I don't know how to retain them. They would just vanish from the organization, right? And then transitioning talent, knowing when their time is up in a particular sphere or role and moving them up to the next important role. Now, I like us to look at this one after the other in details. Let's talk about attracting talent. For you to attract talent, you have to first and foremost identify talent needs. A wise man once said that when the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you don't know why you are doing what you are doing, if you don't know why you need to do what you are currently doing, then the purpose is will be abused. All right. So before you attract talent, you have to ask yourself, what kind of talent do we need for our current and future organizational needs? Okay, what kind of talent do we need? So you have to identify those talent needs. Analyze your current and future workforce needs in order to identify the skills and experience required. Build a strong employer brand. If you want to attract the right talent for your organization, you need to intentionally build a strong employer brand. Do you know that some people will, if no matter what you offer as a salary, if you already have a negative brand, a brand that tells people that people are used in this organization, people don't have their liberty, they don't have their freedom, they don't have work-life balance in this organization, that when you enter this organization, you'll be frustrated, that people in this organization even cry while working in the organization. If you have that kind of negative reputation, people will not want to work with you no matter how much you pay. So you have to create a positive reputation to attract qualified candidates. Next, you have to develop effective recruitment strategies, because if you don't do this, nepotism, tribalism, favoritism, and all of these themes will be the order of the day, because you don't have a recruitment strategy. You need to utilize various channels and targeted outreach to reach the right talent pool, because you may not, if you don't use the right strategies, at the end of the day, you would likely not get the right kind of talents that you need for your organization. So I said it very clearly. Number one, to attract talent, you have to identify talent needs. Number two, you have to build a strong employer brand. And then you have to develop effective recruitment strategies. Very, very important. Now, let's talk about developing talent. After you have attracted talent, it is important that you develop talent because an idle hand is the devil's workshop. When you don't tell somebody what it is the person has been employed to do, because you don't know how to do correct onboarding for your new hires, they'll become confused. They're in the organization, they really don't know what it is their job description. They don't know what it is they're supposed to do. So it's very important, number one, that you onboard new hires, effectively integrate new employees into your organization and company culture. Explain to them what their job description is. Explain to them the chain of command, the hierarchy of command. Explain to them who their superior is and who their subordinate is. Explain to them when work starts, when it ends, the rules and regulations of the organization. Onboarding is key. If you want them to be effective, you have to intentionally and deliberately onboard your new hires. Number two, you have to provide ongoing learning and development. Learning never ends. Training never ends. If you don't train your staff, don't blame your staff. Let me say this again. If you don't train your staff, don't blame your staff. If you heard me loud and clear, please type it in the comment section, in the chat room rather. Type it in the chat room. If you don't train them, don't blame them. If you don't train them, don't blame them. So you need to provide ongoing learning and development, offer training programs and opportunities for employees to develop new skills and knowledge. If they don't know, how will you blame them when they make a mistake? So keep training, keep training. Thank you so much, Joyce. I see your comments. If you don't train them, don't blame them. Very correct. Well done, Joyce. And this is very, very important. You have to keep training your employees so that they can do better. All right. Don't assume that what you taught them or what you show them at the onboarding stage will carry them throughout the work. The future of work tells us that work is changing. Work as we know it is changing. Things are no longer as they used to be. With the incoming of AI and AI apps and AI use, all right, it's increasing every day. People are being able to do stuff on their own, and you would agree with me that even employment chances are reducing because AI is now doing a greater part of the job. It's important that people who you are employing should be trained, even in current usage of AI tools, to be able to do effective work. So this is very, very important. Number three is performance management. You have to set clear expectations. You have to set clear expectations, provide regular feedback, and help employees to achieve their goals. Let them know what it is you expect from them, what they are supposed to do, and also get the adequate feedback from them. All right? So this is it. Let's look at the next one, retaining your top performers. Retaining your top performers. All right, please let's Christy Favor in. She's in the waiting room, okay? All right, so retaining your top performance. In order to retain your top performance within your organization, you need to create a positive work environment. You need to foster a culture of inclusion, a culture of recognition and appreciation for work done. There are some leaders within an organization that just focus on rebuke. They focus on query. They focus on suspension and sack, but they don't focus on appreciation. The same energy and the same enthusiasm and the same vigor with which you give people query, with which you sack people, with which you suspend people, use that same vigor, that same enthusiasm to encourage people, to recognize when they have done good job, to appreciate them for work well done. As leaders, in leadership and management, we learned that a leader knows how to take the blame privately and celebrate the wins publicly with their subordinates. So it doesn't matter how high you are, make sure that as you get wins, you make everybody understand that every one of them, including the security guy at the gates, they were all part of ensuring the success of your organization. Take the blame alone. But when it comes to celebrate the wins together, celebrate the wins with every member of your team, make them feel like they are part of the greater good. Make them feel like they are part of something powerful, something special. Make them understand that they are also part of the success story of your organization. Don't attribute success to just yourself. This is one of the ways through which you create a positive work environment. Next, you have to offer competitive compensation and benefits. I know most of us will like this one. I've always asked people, what do you think motivates people to do certain jobs? Is it the work environment? Is it the salary package? Is it their ability to have a life outside work? What do you think are the greatest motivators for employees within an organization? In fact, let me narrow down this question. In the organization where you currently work, what do you believe is the greatest motivation for employees within your organization? As human resource management professionals, you need to know this. You need to understand this. Because if you understand why people come to you, if you understand why talents come to you, if you understand why people come to apply in your organization, what they have heard, what they may have experienced from other people, that is your unique selling point for talent acquisition or talent recruitment. That is what makes people want to work in your organization. So let me ask you, please respond to me in the chat room and tell me, in your organization, what do you believe is the greatest motivation for work, for employment, that makes people want to come into your organization? Please share with me. I'll be waiting to read them in the chat room, okay? All right, so other competitive compensation and benefits provide attractive salary packages and benefits that cater to employee needs. Excuse me. Your employees want to be paid well, all right? They have needs and they need the salary that you pay them to be able to meet those needs. Now, I believe somebody has responded to me. Joyce again, and Christy, thank you so much. Christy said monetary benefits and capacity building is one of the strongest motivation within her organization. That's amazing. That's worthy of note. All right. Joyce said, I think their motivation is question for growth in career, but more importantly, money, of course. Okay, quest is their quest for growth in career, but more importantly, money, of course. So money is a serious matter. Is a serious matter. How do you call it in your place? Kudi, ego, owo, or malakai. It's a serious matter and should really be considered. If you're trying to retain your top performance, you should be able to pay them well. Now, another thing is that you have to promote work-life balance, okay? Promote work-life balance. Work-life balance is key. Don't make people work for you and it looks as if they don't have any other life outside the work they do for you. Nobody wants that. Not even the human resource professional wants to work in a place where he or she does not have a life outside work. Everyone wants to have a life outside work. And it's very, very key and important that you make sure that you give people that. Let people know that while their work is with you, is important, that it is okay for them to have a life outside work. Let them know that while it is important, they should also have a life outside work. They should be able to care for their family. They should be able to take care of the things that are important to them, hobby, interest. And these are very, very important. So encourage healthy boundaries between work and personal life. When you do this, you'll be able to reduce burnout. Nobody wants to be working for you and gets burnt out. All right. Let's talk about the last one, transitioning talent. When you have attracted talent, when you have developed talent, when you have also retained talent, it's important for you to know how to transition talent. This brings us to succession planning. Identify and develop future leaders to ensure a smooth transition when key employees leave. There is something that I learned some time ago, and that is, it's outside our notes. So if you have a pen and paper, you may want to write it down. Okay, it's something that is called the deep bench strategy. The deep bench strategy. Now, the deep bench strategy is the strategy that's usually used in sports. And it means that when one team is playing on the court, there are many substitutes sitting on the bench and they can be called upon to play anytime. There is no coach anywhere who goes for a training or a sports or a tournament without ensuring that their deep bench is healthy, is strong. All right. So you should always make sure that you have a large number of skilled employees on your team who are available to transition, okay, who are available to fill in the gap. So this is succession planning, ensuring that you identify, and not just identify, you develop future leaders to ensure a smooth transition when key employees leave. Now, the truth of the matter is that whether you treat them well or not, a day will come when they will leave. And they will leave not because of any doing of yours. They would leave because people leave. People have different reasons for leaving. Some of them, it could be their health. Some of them, it could even be death. Some of them, it could be change of location. Some of them, it could be lack of job satisfaction. There are several reasons why employees leave. But your organization should not be stranded when people leave. Make sure that you are always developing future leaders. Yes, thank you so much, Emmanuel Afolabi. Thank you for responding. You said the greatest motivation in our company is career growth and support. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for your contribution. All right, so let's continue on transitioning talent. Another one is performance improvement plans. Support employees facing performance issues to help them to get back on track. And that's just supports what Emmanuel Afolabi has already said in this class. He said the greatest motivation in our company is career growth and support. People want to be supported. Employees want to be supported in any organization where they work. They don't want to be thrown to the wind when they make certain mistakes or when they have performance issues. They want to be sure that there is somebody to hold their hands while they are willing to make the necessary effort required to get back their performance. Okay? Outplacement services provides resources and support to assist departing employees in their job search. So sometimes people will depart from your organization. You don't have to be enemies with them because they left. If people know that they can work very well in your organization, get the necessary support, get trained, get developed while working with you, and that when they depart, you will still be there to provide resources, assist them in their job, in their search for a new job, people, talents will want to crowd around your organization. As a matter of fact, you'll be telling yourself, this is too much. We have so many people. How do we shortlist the number of people we have? Because there are so many. Rather than your organization looking for somebody to employ and there is nobody in sight. Okay? So these are key things that a human resource professional should know. Very, very important. Let's talk about model 2, talent acquisition. Now, workforce planning is the foundation of effective talent acquisition. Workforce planning is the foundation. You have to plan for your workforce. Planning for your workforce is like taking a snapshot of your current workforce and gazing into a crystal ball to anticipate your future needs. So let's take it this way. You are a company that that manufactures, or let's say a company that is into publishing, book publishing. And in the past, your strategy for book publishing, you've always gotten people who physically do the work, do the writing, do the editing, do the proofreading, and then eventually do the publishing and all of that. You need to look into a crystal ball of the future of your organization and understand that even in this world of AI, things are changing and they are changing fast. I don't know how many of you are conversant with ChatGPT. You will see that a lot is happening. People are utilizing this ChatGPT to do a lot of book stuff and book publishing stuff. So how does your organization meet up? How does your workforce meet up with these future needs? So you have to sit back as a human resource management professional. In fact, you have to be able to see into the future and ask yourself, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, what will my organization need? And when you are able to answer that question, then and only then will you be able to plan for the kind of people that you need in your organization. When you foresee the work ahead, you'll be able to tell yourself, we don't need anybody that is above 30. We don't need anybody that's above 25. We need the young and upcoming. We need the strong ones. When you are able to anticipate your future needs as an organization, then will you be able to know the kind of talent that you need for your organization. So talent acquisition does not start with you just going out there and bringing people into the organization. No, it starts with you sitting back and gazing into the crystal ball, anticipating the future needs of your organization, and then asking yourself, the current workforce I have, can they meet these needs? If they can't, who and who, what kind of persons? What is the avatar of the kind of persons that we need for this to be able to meet these future needs? So by analyzing the skills and experience and demographics of your current employees, you can identify potential gaps and areas for development. Additionally, considering your organization's future goals, strategic initiatives, and industry trends helps you to forecast the skills and talents you will need down the road. So when you know the kind of skills and talents you need down the road, it will help you to plan better, right? It will help you to hire properly. So this foresight allows you to develop a targeted talent acquisition strategy that ensures you have the right people in place to achieve your organizational objectives. Now, in order to analyze your current workforce, you need to first look at the skills inventory. You do this by conducting a comprehensive assessment of the skills and the competencies of the current workforce. What are the skills we have? Who and who can do this and that? Based on what we need for the organization, do we have the people that can do this in the future? Do we have the people that can take us to the future that we desire? Do they know what to do? Secondly, you have to engage in performance reviews. Reviewing employee performance data to identify strengths, weaknesses, and potential gaps. So how do you do this? You sit back and ask yourself, I have 20 members of staff. What are their strengths? Now you ask again, what are their weaknesses? Are there people within this organization that can handle the weaknesses of these other people or these other employees? Then what are the potential gaps we have? In this internet technology-driven world, do we have people that handle our social media? Do we have people that handle our websites? Do we have people that have the skills to be able to create internet awareness, visibility for our organization? These are questions that you should ask as a human resource professional. Next will be demographics. Analyze workforce demographics such as their age, tenure, diversity, and turnover rates. On age, what are the age brackets that bring in the highest level of performance? Which kind of people, demographic-wise, are always resigning from work? These are questions that you ask yourself in order to analyze your current workforce. And finally, organizational structure. Evaluating the current organizational structure and determining if it supports the company's goals. It is possible that you have lofty goals, great goals, but at the present, the structure that you have within your organization cannot achieve the goals that your organization wants. So you have to sit back and ask yourself this very valid question. Can my current organizational structure help me achieve our organization's goals? Because for the company's goals that you desire, for the vision that you have for your organization, there is a version of your organizational structure that can only fit into that goal. Let me say this again so that it sinks in well. There is a version of your organizational structure that can only achieve your organizational goal. So you may have a lofty, very high-sounding organizational goal or organizational vision. Maybe in your vision, you say by 2030, we want to be the leading IT organization, we want to be the leading health organization in Africa or in Nigeria. Lofty goals, lofty visions, wonderful. But does your current organizational structure support that? Because there is a structure you will have. You guys will just keep going round and round, merry-go-round. I know that the bad thing about merry-go-round is that it's going nowhere. You have activity without advancement. Activity without advancement. That's what you experience. Simply because you have not evaluated your organizational structure, because there is a version of your organizational structure that will only give your organization the vision that it desires. So let's talk about identifying future needs. In order to identify your future needs, you have to talk about business goals. Ensure that you align workforce planning with the strategic goals of the organization. In fact, it is the goals of the organization that should influence the planning of your workforce. If you want to become an internet sensation as an organization, you cannot hire dinosaurs as employees and expect to become an internet sensation. It is impossible. It is not possible. So you have to Look at your goals and then align your workforce planning with those goals. Secondly, market trends. You need to analyze industry trends and external factors that might impact future talent needs. The way businesses are run now is different. The way organizations present themselves are different. Today, I was reading about a lady who is into female underwears, and she churns out a whooping 2 million every month, and yet she does not have a physical shop. Many years ago, if you were to start a business, and people will say, you'll be advised that the first thing, you have to get a location, you have to get a building, a site, an office, a shop. But it's no longer the same way. Trends, industry trends. Don't be a dinosaur. Go out and ask questions. Find out how people are doing what you are currently trying to do. And find out the external factors that might impact on your future talent needs. Next is forecasting. Well, if this is happening now, in the next 10 years, what will the future of my industry look like? When you project into the future like that, it will help you to project also the future staffing needs based on business growth. You can forecast based on business growth, based on retirement, based on other factors. There are several factors involved in forecasting. Remember, we're talking about identifying future needs. The essence of identifying future needs is so that you can identify the skill gaps that are necessary to fill in for the future in order to give your organization the future desires that it has. Look out for skill gaps. Identify the areas where new talent will be required and employ accordingly. In order to develop a talent acquisition strategy, you need to first and foremost define the objectives of the talent acquisition strategy in alignment with business goals or organizational goals. What do we want to achieve? Who do we want to reach? What would we do in order to achieve that? When should we do it? Where should we do it? And with whom should we do it? Yesterday, I was watching a short movie of a lady who is a fashion designer, amongst many other things. Her name is Vicky James. I know some of you may have known her or heard about her. One thing that stuck with me from the video that I watched was that while she was in Ajegule, you know, the movie is like Ajegule, from Ajegule to Forbes. She was just mentioned amongst the Forbes 30 under 30. Okay, the list just came out for 2024, and she was number 22 on that list from Nigeria. Just a few Nigerians, amongst Toby Amusan and Victor Osimhen and one other tech guy like that. You know, one thing that stuck with me from her video was that while she was in Ajegule, she perfected her skills. And when she had perfected her skills, she said to her mother, "Mommy, I want to go to that place where big people are. The kind of clothes I am sewing is the kind of clothes I am sewing for big people." And that stayed with me. Because if you are able to understand what is your aim, what do you want to achieve, if you can answer that question, you see it working itself out in the way that you acquire your talents. Next is budgeting. Allocate resources and budgeting for talent acquisition activities. There is practically nothing you do with that money, right? So if you're going to engage in a talent acquisition strategy, you should equally plan for it. Next is timeline. Create a timeline for recruitment activities based on hiring needs. Don't have a timeline of forever, whenever, whenever. That kind of this thing. Don't leave it like that. Tell yourself that between this month and that month, in a space of 2 months, in a space of 3 months, we should have been able to acquire the necessary talents that we need. Next is metrics. Establishing metrics to measure the success of the talent acquisition strategy, such as time to fill, quality of hire, and retention rates are all necessary in order to develop a talent acquisition strategy. With the ever-evolving talent landscape, it's crucial to cast a wide net when sourcing candidates. If you cast a very, very shallow net, you may catch the kind of talent you don't want. You may catch the kind of talent that will not be able to help you achieve your organizational goals. So you have to throw it wide. Tell everybody to tell everybody so that you can get the best fit for the job. Utilize a variety of channels to reach a diverse pool of qualified individuals. Job boards and online recruitment platforms offer a broad reach, while professional network sites such as LinkedIn allow you to target specific skills and experience. Put out your notice of hiring to everyone, everywhere, so that you can get the right people for the job. Employee referrals are a valuable source of high-quality candidates. Your employees may know somebody who is equally qualified. Don't look down on that. Because sometimes employees tend to refer individuals who align well with the company culture. Industry events and conferences provide opportunities to connect with potential candidates and showcase your company firsthand. Another thing we have to talk about is employer branding. I said earlier that if people know your organization for wrong things, nobody will want to work with you. So in order to show and put out a brand that tells employees that you are a good place to work in, you need to look at the company culture. You need to promote the organization's culture, values, and work environment to attract top talents. Let everyone know that in this organization, you have a culture of support. Everyone supports everyone. No man left behind. No person left behind. No woman left behind. You know, based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, one of the major hierarchies is that of belongingness. You know, people want to belong. They want to have this feeling that they are part of a family. They are part of a group. And every organization that wants to be that kind of organization that people would love to work in would ensure that people have that. Next is brand messaging. Develop a clear and compelling employer value proposition, an EVP. Let everyone know what you stand for. Let it be clear. Let it be compelling enough. Also have a digital presence. In this era, you cannot afford not to be digital. Utilize social media, company websites, and other digital platforms to enhance the employer brand. Let people know what you stand for. Let them know what you believe in. Let them know that you love your people. Let them know that your organization is a nice place to work in, is a family, all right? Next is employee advocacy. Encourage your employees to share their positive experiences and act as brand ambassadors. Create opportunities for your employees to tell the world how wonderful your working in your organization is. A company I know that does that, they have that quality digital presence, is one company they call Pamtech. Pamtech, I think that's the name, yeah. They're on social media. Now, I think they're a vehicle servicing company or stuff, but they get to do a lot of things. God knows, when I started following them, I was not following them because I had a need to fix my car or something. But I saw the way the employees were bonded, they had this oneness, okay, and they were fun. And I see some of their fan comments and everything, and some of these people even get to know their names, get to reach out to them, ask about other people, and yet these people are far, far away. Encourage your employees to tell others that your organization is a good place to work in, that they love to work that they love to be members of staff within your organization. So this is very, very important. Another one is talent recruitment. Another one is sourcing candidates. Another way through which you can source candidates is through job boards, posting job openings on popular job boards and career sites. We mentioned LinkedIn, right? Social media recruiting, leveraging platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter to reach potential candidates are very, very important. Employee referrals, implementing a referral program to encourage current employees to refer qualified candidates is also a good one. Recruitment agencies, partnering with recruitment agencies and headhunters who will help you find specialized talents. This is key. Let's talk about recruitment marketing. Content marketing. You have to create engaging content such as blog posts, videos, and infographics to attract candidates. How will they find you if they don't see you? It's a serious question you have to ask. You want to attract candidates, make sure that you are engaging them through videos, blogs, and infographics, flyers. That way they can know. Another one is targeted advertising. You can use targeted ads on social media and other platforms to reach specific candidate profiles. Maybe you want people who are just located in Abuja, or you want people who are just located in Lagos. This can help. Another one is email campaigns. Develop email marketing campaigns. You can use MailChimp or any other one to nurture relationships with potential candidates. You can also use career fairs and events by participating in or hosting career fairs, networking events, and webinars to connect with potential candidates. All right? So let's talk about the selection process. After you may have done all this, next is for you to actually do the selection. Now, in the selection process, it is where you winnow down the pool of applicants to identify the most qualified candidates for the job. Because you cannot take everybody who you hired, right? You cannot take everybody who you applied, right? Yes. So this stage typically involves a multi-pronged approach that includes screening resumes and cover letters, conducting interviews, and administering assessments. That way you'll be able to know who is fit for the job and who is not. Next, you can also utilize a combination of these techniques. You can gain a well-rounded understanding of each candidate's skills, experience, and fit for the role, and fit for your organization. Somebody might be fit for the role, but this person is not fit for your organization based on what your organization stands for. So this is important that you look into it. Also, you have to do initial screening. In initial screening, you have to evaluate resumes and cover letters to identify candidates who meet the minimum qualifications, look at the application forms, using standardized application forms to gather consistent information from all candidates. That way to make it easy for you to screen. Then they can also conduct brief phone or video interviews to assess candidates' communication skills and basic qualifications. Let's talk about interviewing techniques, screening and interviewing techniques. First on our list is structured interviews. This involves using a set of questions to ensure consistency and fairness in the interview process. Another one is behavioral interviews. You're asking the candidate to describe their past experiences and how they handled specific situations while you listen to them to understand their behavior. Another one is situational interviews, presenting hypothetical scenarios to candidates and asking how they would respond. Then you sit back and watch. How are they able to handle this particular situation that has been presented to them? Another one is panel interviews. This involves having multiple interviewers meet with the candidates simultaneously to gain diverse perspectives. When you do this, amongst the panel, somebody might see what you didn't see, another person might get to see what another person didn't see, and that way you guys will have a well-rounded view of the candidate in question. Another one could be competency-based interviews. As a matter of fact, you could use all, some, or one of these interview techniques when trying to select a proper candidate. In a competency-based interview, the focus is on specific competencies required for the job and asking questions related to those competencies. Let's talk about assessment methods. Under assessment methods, we can use skills tests. We use it to evaluate candidates' technical skills or job-related abilities through practical tests or assessments. Example, you could give coding tests for software developers, writing samples for content creators and ask them, okay, you are a content creator, all right, let's see how you can create content for our organization. Our organization is an organization that deals in bags for business executives. What would you want to write that can, as a form of copywriting, that can make people want to buy our products? Then you sit back and watch what the person writes. Another one is a psychometric test. Psychometric tests involve measuring candidates' cognitive abilities, personality traits, and emotional intelligence. This can be done using aptitude tests, personality assessments, and situational judgment tests to figure out what the person's abilities are, cognitive abilities are, and personal traits. We could also use work samples. This involves asking the candidate to complete a task or project similar to what they would do on the job. Maybe somebody who is into baking, or somebody who is into a sort of a craft, like making of sandals or shoes. You can ask the person, okay, work on one and let us see what it looks like. Or maybe somebody like a project manager, you can ask the person to design a project management process on how to execute a particular project within your organization. Or somebody who is a marketer, you can ask the person to design a marketing campaign and create a financial report of a particular event that is about to come up. So that way you're able to assess the person properly. Another way through which you can assess is case studies. By presenting candidates with a business problem or a case study and assessing their analytical and problem-solving skills. Candidates analyze the case, develop solutions, and present their findings. Another one is through assessment centers. This involves using a combination of exercises, simulations, and tests to evaluate candidates' suitability for the role. You can do this by group exercises, role-playing scenarios, intro exercises, and presentations. And all of this would help you to assess the candidate properly. Next, let's look at making the final selection. After you have done all of this, remember that all that you're doing is towards one goal, the goal of being able to make a final selection. Now, you have to review all assessment results, interview notes, and feedback from the interviewers and assessors under candidate evaluation. You also have to do reference checks, contacting candidates' references to verify their work, history, performance, and character. Their references they would have written. You ask their former bosses, how easy was it to work with this person? Did they display integrity and honesty? Were they working hard enough? These are things that you find out by making inquiries into their work history. Next will be background checks. Conducting background checks to verify the accuracy of candidate claims and ensuring that they meet legal and regulatory requirements. When it comes to the point of decision making, you have to do what we call comparison. This involves comparing candidates against the job requirements and each other to determine the best fit. So you like have 3 or 4 people and you're asking yourself, this is the job requirement. But this person, that person, and this person, they all qualify, but which of them will be the best fit? That's what is consensus, facilitating discussion among hiring team members to read a consensus on the top candidates. Then in job offer, you extend a formal job offer to the selected candidate after all of this screening, after all of this interviewing, after all of this assessment. This would include details of the role the person is going to play, the employee is going to play, the compensation and benefits. Next would be negotiation. Engaging in negotiation with the candidates if necessary. This may not happen all the time, to agree on the terms of employment. And then onboarding. In onboarding, you are preparing for the new hire's onboarding process to ensure a smooth transition into the organization so that this person does not come and the person is doing mistake up and down. Now, in the next module, we're going to be looking at employee onboarding squarely. But having taken you through 2 modules, the first and the second, I want to pause and ask, do we have any questions so far? Have we understood all that has been shared already? Please let me know in the comment section before we step into module 3, employee onboarding. Any questions so far? Any questions so far what we have shared? Or even if it's not a question, it could be a contribution. Let me check the chat room. Okay, I have one from Mr. Emmanuel Afolabi. Said, yes, you're doing great, ma'am. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. At least that I'm not just talking to the computer, I'm talking to people. Thank you so much. I appreciate. All right, so let's continue. We are talking about employee onboarding. Now, an effective onboarding program is the cornerstone of a successful employee experience. It's the process of integrating new hires into your organization and setting them up for success in their roles. A well-designed onboarding program goes beyond the first day of week and should encompass a comprehensive plan that spans several months. Thank you so much, Christy Favor. Thank you so much for saying, well done, doctor. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. So by clearly outlining onboarding goals and objectives, creating a positive first impression, and incorporating key components like orientation sessions, training and development plans, and mentorship programs, you can ensure your new hires feel welcome, informed, and empowered to thrive in their new roles. So after you have selected, make sure that you do a proper employee onboarding. A proper employee onboarding. Let them know this is what the job entails, this is what you are supposed to do, this is what you're supposed to know, and all of that, so that they can succeed in the work they have been asked to do. So, in designing an effective onboarding program, onboarding goals and objectives include integration. Integration involves assimilating new employees into the organization's culture, values, and practices. Let them know, spell it out, what your organization culture is, what your organization value is, what your practices are. Productivity, ensure new employees are productive and contributing to the organization's goals as quickly as possible. Next is engagement. Foster a sense of belonging and commitment among new employees. Let them know that they are now part of your organization. Retention, increasing the likelihood of new employees staying with the organization for a long time. They should not have a visitor's mentality. They should have the mentality of somebody who has come to stay. Now, you also need to create a positive first impression. And you can do this by pre-boarding activities, sending welcome emails, providing information about the first day, and sending any necessary paperwork in advance. Give them a warm welcome by greeting new employees warmly on their first day and introducing them to their colleagues. Make them feel welcome, create a positive atmosphere, make them feel like, wow, I'm lucky to have been selected and employed in this organization. All right, make them feel like they hit a jackpot by coming to work for you. Organizational culture. Communicating the organization's culture, values, and missions from the outset. Let them know what you believe in as an organization. Let them know your culture, the values, the mission. Spell it out. Next, set clear expectations for the role and provide an overview of the organization's structure and processes. Don't leave them wondering what they're supposed to do, who they're supposed to do it with, and why. Spell it out. Now, there are key components of onboarding. That is the orientation session. Number one, company overview. Provide an overview of your organization's history. Let them know when the organization started. Let them know what your organization set out to do. Let them know what your organization believes in. Let them know where your organization is going. So let them have an overview of the organization's history, mission, values, and goals. Policies and procedures. Explain key policies, procedures, and expectations, such as attendance, dress code, and communication protocols. So they won't wear babariga and come for office staff meeting, okay? Facility tour. Conduct a tour of the facilities to familiarize new employees with their work environment. Let them know where they are working and what is available in the company. Introduce them to other team members, okay, to their colleagues and key team members so they will know. Provide job-specific training to ensure new employees are equipped to perform their roles effectively. This is major in your training and development plans. Let them know, okay? Offering opportunities for new employees to develop skills relevant to their roles and career. Give them opportunity to grow. When an employee has stayed in your organization for a year, they should be able to look back at that 1 year and know within themselves that they have been presented with several opportunities to be able to grow and improve. Provide information about opportunities for advancement and career growth within the organization. Also offer training that exposes new employees to different parts of the organization and promotes collaboration. The other day I went to a company, it's called TLS Contact here in Abuja. They are the ones that help to with biometric and processing of visa for the UK embassy. And when I went there the first time, I met a set of people. By the time I went there, a week later, those same people were still in the same organization, but at different desks, at different points. And I was like, what's happening? They said that they are usually rotated every time so that they can be trained in different aspects of the work. And that will make for a well-rounded employee. All right. I saw that and I said it's a good thing if organizations can employ that, except when specific skills are required. Okay. Now, for the mentorship and body system, you have to pair new employees with experienced employees who can provide guidance, support, and advice. That way, they will make several mistakes that their body made earlier. Assigning new employees a body or peer who can help them navigate the organization and answer questions. This will help them. That is why you have to create body systems within your organization. Next is feedback and support. Ensure mentors and bodies are available to provide ongoing feedback and support to new employees. All right. So with that, we come to the end of Module 3, and now we're on to Module 4, Employee Development. Are we following? Are we understanding everything that we are sharing? It's important that we understand. So let's talk about employee development. In today's ever-changing business landscape, continuous learning and development are critical for organizational success. An effective training and development program equips your employees with the knowledge and skills they need to perform their jobs effectively and adapt to new technologies and processes and contribute to the organization's strategic goals. This session will explore how to identify training needs, design effective training programs, and evaluate their success in achieving desired outcomes. So let's take them one after the other. In identifying training needs, we need to look at performance reviews. Reviewing performance evaluations to identify areas of improvement and development. Next, we have to identify gaps between the skills employees currently possess and the skills required for their roles. So in skill gap, we are looking at what does this employee have now? What do they need to get to where they need to get to? All right. That's how we figure out the skills gap. Another one is employee surveys. Surveys to gather feedback from employees about their training needs and preferences. And then industry trends. Staying abreast of industry trends and changes to identify emerging skills and knowledge requirements is essential in identifying training needs. We've talked about this before. So as you're about to train these employees, you have to first and foremost define clear learning objectives. What do you want them to learn? And in what way does this thing they're learning align with the organizational goals and employee development needs? We want to develop an employee. Are we going to start teaching them biology, life cycle of an ant or cockroach and stuff like that we even learned while you're in school years ago? What are we going to teach them? What are they supposed to learn? Okay, it's something that we have to really look into. And then we have to look at training methods. We have to select appropriate training methods such as classroom training, online courses, workshops, and on-the-job training. We also have to develop training materials and resources that are relevant and engaging. And very important, we have to establish a schedule for delivering training that minimizes disruption to work activities. So while we want them to still be working, we have to make sure that we find a time that when we train them, they'll be able to still work and still learn what they need to learn. Now, let's look at the evaluating training effectiveness. Number one, we need to gather feedback from participants to assess their satisfaction with the training. Did they learn all they were supposed to learn? Are they happy being trained? And then we have to assess participant skills before and after training to measure improvement. Next, we need to monitor key performance indicators, the KPIs, to determine if training has led to improved performance. So after this person was trained, after this employee was trained, what happened? What changed? All right. Then ROI, conducting a return on investment analysis to determine if the benefits of training justifies the cost involved in training. Now let's look at career development and succession planning. We have to set a goal and help employees set short-term and long-term career goals that align with their interests. This is what we should do as human resource management professionals. Okay? That way they feel that we care. You know, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It has to align with their interests while also aligning with organization's needs. Identify the skills and experiences employees need to progress along their chosen career paths. Then develop a plan that outlines the steps employees need to take to achieve their career goals. And finally, provide regular feedback and coaching to help employees stay on track with their career development plan. So while they are working for you, they are also developing themselves. They don't just want to work for you and spend all their youthful years with you and then get thrown away when they have gotten old. That's not the plan. They want to be working for you while also achieving their own personal dreams and visions. So in succession planning strategies, we have to make sure that we identify potential leaders, identify employees with the potential to assume leadership roles in the future. How many of you remember the deep bench I told you about? So today they are just employees, but tomorrow they can be leaders within your organization. So you need to have that eye, the eye that's able to identify them. All right? To see how are they emotionally intelligent? How do they influence others? How do they help others? How are they the go-to person in the organization? Do you know that people that they will not be the top executives, but they are the go-to persons of everybody within the organization? That's how to know a leader. So you don't need to wait for them to have one high qualification before they are leaders. You know that these ones have ability to influence, and you look out for them, identify them, and train them accordingly. So you have to provide training and development opportunities to prepare potential leaders for future roles. You also have to develop a pipeline of internal candidates who can fill the roles as they become vacant. And most importantly, develop contingency plans for key roles to ensure continuity in the case of unexpected vacancies. This will happen. This can happen. So let's talk about the tools for career development as we round up on this module. Some of the tools include career development plans, where you create individualized plans that outline employees' career goals and the step needed to achieve them. You also use another tool called developmental assessments, assigning employees to projects or roles that will help them develop new skills and new experiences. Mentorship programs, pairing employees with the mentors who can provide guidance support in career development, and then providing opportunities for employees to participate in training programs and pursue further education related to their career goals. Okay? All right, so we are done with that module. We want to talk about performance management. Is everyone with me? Now, if you have followed me thus far and you can still hear me and you understand what I've been sharing, please type 11 in the chat room. type 11. This is not time for anybody to be dormant. If you heard me, type 11. Let me be sure that I'm carrying everybody along. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I see Mr. Emmanuel Afolabi. I see Mr. Olubenga Ojo. I see Lady Joyce Hege. Thank you so much for following. Where is my Christy? I hope she's still around somewhere. All right. So please, everyone, let's keep following. If you have any question, let me know so that we can tackle it. Let's talk about performance management. Performance management is a continuous process of setting clear expectations, providing ongoing feedback, and developing employees to achieve their full potential. Now, it is a two-way street where both managers and employees play a role in ensuring success. It is a two-way street. It is not just something that managers do for employees. Both play a role in ensuring success. This session will explore how to set clear performance expectations through effective goal setting and alignment, and how to utilize key performance indicators to ensure progress and development and achievements rather. Okay. So let's talk about SMART, setting performance expectations. That's goal setting and alignment. I know many of us know what SMART is. Please, if you know the full meaning of the acronym SMART, please share with us in the comment section. I want to be sure that everyone is being carried along. So let us know, what do you understand to be SMART? S-M-A-R-T. S-M-A-R-T. Please type in the comment section in the chat room. Let's do this. So you have to set SMART goals. Yeah, so what are SMART goals? How to set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals that align with organizational objectives. Then another one is you have to cascade goals. You have to cascade goals, ensuring that individual goals are aligned with team and organizational goals. Okay? And then review and update regularly to ensure that they remain relevant and achievable. All right. So we have to set performance expectations. If you want to be sure that you are managing their performance well, you have to set performance expectations, and that is where the KPIs come in. The KPIs, okay? Yes, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel Afolabi. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Correct. Well done. All right. So identifying KPIs, you have to determine the key metrics that will be used to measure performance. And secondly, you have to set targets, establish targets for each KPI based on organizational objectives and historical performance. And then you have to also track progress against KPIs and provide regular updates to employees. This is very, very important. So let's take a short break. We've been in class for 1 hour, 40 minutes straight. So let's take a short break and can walk around, take tea, stretch your body. We'll be right back. This is 11:40. No need to log out. Okay, don't log out from the class. Just stay in class. Let's just take 20, and then we'll be right back to tidy up this wonderful, wonderful topic on talent management. All right. Stay in class. Don't go anywhere. You can stretch though. Stretch your body, walk around, take tea, and we'll be back in 20.
Okay, so while we're on our break, please let's be informed that our class will resume by 12 noon prompt. 12 noon prompt. So please feel free to take your tea break, and then by 12 noon prompt, we will be returning. 12 noon prompt. Thank you so much.
Hello and welcome back to class. Hope you all had a good break. All right. Let's begin. I think some of our class people are still on break. Oh. I'm not seeing some people anymore. Okay. Like Mr. Lubenga. All right. So I hope, yes, I can see you, Christy. I can see you. I can see, who else is there? I can see Mr. Emmanuel. I can see, Joyce. All right. Maybe we should post on the, yes, I can see your hand. Maybe let's post on the WhatsApp group that class has resumed. We are back in session. All right, so before we left off, we were talking about types of, we're talking about performance appraisal. And we stopped at the KPIs, talking about the key performance indicators, how to identify KPIs, how to set targets, and how to track the progress. Now, what we're going to talk about is performance appraisals. Remember, we're talking about talent management, okay? We're talking about talent management, and we've said a whole lot on talent management. We said that talent management is a systematic process of attracting, developing, retaining, and deploying employees who possess the requisite skills and attitudes to meet current and future organizational needs. And we said that there are 4 basic elements in talent management, and that is attraction, deployment, retention, and attraction, development, retention, and deployment. So we said a whole lot. We did model 1, we talked about talent management foundation, and model 2, we talked about talent acquisition, where we talked about identifying future needs and acquisition strategies. We also talked about, in the model 3, employee onboarding, okay? Then we talked about how to onboarding sessions, orientation sessions, and even how to create a mentorship and body system, right? Then we talked about employee development, with identifying their training needs and development needs and helping them with their career path. And we also talked about the tools for career development. Now we are in model 5. And we started with performance management. So we'll continue from the types of performance appraisal. Is that okay? Hope I gave a very good recap of what we have done so far. All right, so let's talk about types of performance appraisal. Number 1 I would like to talk about is the 360-degree feedback. The 360-degree feedback. It involves gathering feedback from multiple sources, including supervisors, peers, subordinates, to provide a comprehensive view of performance. So the 360-degree feedback gives us a complete view because it involves both the supervisors, involves both the peers and the subordinates. Another kind of performance appraisal is that done by the managerial reviews. This is usually conducted by a direct supervisor over an employee. Another type is self-assessment. Who is extremely sincere, you know. And then there's another one, the objective-based review. This is evaluating performance based on the achievement of specific, predefined objectives. I hope everyone can hear me loud and clear. All right, so let's talk about the next one. Okay, I might need to reshare my slide. Let me do that briefly. Okay, well, we've not gotten to this point yet. Performance. Okay, we talked about objective-based reviews, where evaluating performance is based on achievements or specific and predefined objectives. Now, let's talk about how to conduct effective performance reviews. First and foremost, we have to prepare. And how do we prepare? We have to gather relevant information and data before the review meeting. Then next, we set the tone. You have to intentionally create a positive and constructive environment for the review. Then for the feedback delivery, you have to provide specific, actionable feedback based on performance. And then set new goals or revising existing goals based on the interview. So let's talk about providing feedback and coaching. Effective feedback and coaching are essential components of performance management. Why? Why is this so? This is because they empower employees to understand their strengths and weaknesses. It also helps employees to identify areas of improvement and develop their skills and knowledge. This session will explore constructive feedback, techniques, and coaching strategies to optimize employee performance and development. And then finally, on this, we talk about constructive feedback techniques. There are different feedback techniques, but remember, we want to make sure that it is constructive. And that is why, number one, it has to be specific. Provide specific examples of behaviors or actions that need to be addressed. Number two, provide feedback in a timely manner to address issues as they arise. Number three, you need to provide both positive feedback and areas of improvement. If not, it is not constructive at all. When you are trying to give feedback and all of the feedback is negative, the focus is on the weaknesses, the focus is on the wrongdoing, you won't have that balanced approach. It has to be well-rounded. And you also have to focus on behaviors that can be changed rather than personal attributes. So in order to coach for performance improvement, you need to identify areas. These are what we just talked about, okay? Identify areas for improvement, identifying specific areas where the employee can improve performance. Number two, you have to collaborate with the employee to set goals for improvement. Don't just go ahead. Don't just go ahead and give them a list of goals because you think you are their boss or you think you're the supervisor or their manager. You have to collaborate with the employees so that they would know what they agreed to do. They will know that they agreed to meet such targets. And they will not fight it. Rather, they would know that this is something that I did together with my supervisor. Number three, there's need to offer resources, training, and support to help the employee achieve goals, their goals, most importantly. And then there's also need for tracking progress and providing ongoing feedback and coaching. This is very essential. So let's talk about module 6. We've been making progress in this class. Module 6 is on employee engagement and retention. Employee engagement and retention. Remember we said you have to attract. Number 2, you have to develop. Number 3, you have to retain. And then number 4, you have to deploy. Can we say together in the chat room? You have to attract. You have to develop. You have to retain. And you have to deploy. That is ADRD, right? Okay, so let's talk about employee engagement. Employee engagement is the level of commitment and enthusiasm employees have towards their work and organization. Did you get that? Let's take it again. Employee engagement is the level of commitment and enthusiasm that employees have towards their work. So when you see employees, they are committed towards their work. They are enthusiastic about it. This is what we call employee engagement. Many organizations don't have adequate employee engagement. And it shows. It shows in the way the organization is not thriving. It shows in the way the organization is not expanding or increasing. Because when you have highly engaged employees, how you know them is that they are passionate, they are motivated, and they are very dedicated to their roles. When employees are engaged within an organization, what happens is that they go the extra mile. They contribute to a positive work environment and the overall success of the organization. They sit back and think, what can I do to make my organization better? What can I do to improve on our success level within this organization? This session will explore the drivers of employee engagement, how to measure engagement levels, and strategies you can implement to foster a more engaged workforce. Is that okay? Let's start by understanding employee engagement. Understanding what motivates employees is key to fostering engagement. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it provides a framework for understanding human motivation. You remember we talked about motivation earlier before we took our break, right? When employees have their basic needs met, such as competitive pay, benefits, and a safe work environment, they are more likely to be motivated to seek higher level needs. Security needs, such as job security, stability, also play a role in engagement. When somebody knows that this job, I'm going to have this job for as long as I'm willing to have it. They're not afraid that they wake up one morning, that the boss wakes up one morning and sacks them. They're not afraid that the boss wakes up one morning and because his wife made him angry, he comes to the office and sacks everybody. They know that due process is carried out within that organization. Employees who feel secure in their roles are more likely to be focused and productive because they're not afraid of their job. They're not afraid of being paid. They're not afraid of the stability that the job gives them. They're not afraid that their basic needs will be met. Because of that, they'll be more focused and they'll be more productive. Social needs, the desire to connect, for connection and belonging are very important. I said it earlier that every employee wants to know that his or her workplace is like a family, all right? That he or she has support, that he or she has people that can have their back. They have a family connection. And that's why organization culture is so important. That is why you have to build a positive work culture where employees feel very valued, where employees feel supported by their colleagues. This is essential for employee engagement. Esteem needs. So under the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we see that there are different hierarchy of needs. On the lowest bottom are the basic needs, like security needs. And after that, we have the social needs. And then in the middle, we have the needs for belongingness. All right. And then on top of that, we have the esteem needs, self-esteem. This need is the desire for recognition, the desire for appreciation, the desire to employees want to be motivated to strive for excellence. And then finally, the self-actualization need. At this point, the desire is for growth and development. And it is essential that the employers understand this while working on employee engagement so that they can keep these employees in the long term. Providing opportunities for employees to learn new skills and take on challenging tasks, helping them to feel fulfilled and motivated in their roles is key. And every employer, every human resource management professional should strive to make sure that employees feel fulfilled in their roles, that they feel motivated. And this is why we always emphasize that it is very important that you always align employee goals together with organizational goals. When employee goals are aligned with organizational goals, you will notice that when an employee within an organization is achieving the organizational goal, at that same time, that employee is also achieving their own personal goal. And this is very, very important. Let's talk about the drivers of engagement. Number one driver of engagement is purpose and meaning. Can I tell you that every employee, they will be more engaged when they feel that their work has purpose and meaning. During your sessions with members of staff across different departments, even down to the security guards, let them know the purpose of the work that they do for your organization. Your organization might be an IT company. It may be a book publishing company. It may be a government work. But you need to know that even the security guard within that organization is contributing to the greater good of that organization. Let the security guard know that the work they do is part of achieving the general purpose of the organization. When they know this, their job will have more meaning for them. It will have more, they'll be more engaged because they know that without this work that they do, a lot of things will go wrong. Let the technician know, the one who is handling the electricals know, that every single part is important. Take our human body, for example. There are some body parts of yours that you trivialize. You look down on them. But I assure you, the day that any one of them develops any small problem, we will discover that it can disorganize the whole body. One kind of thing like that is toothache. How many of you have ever had toothache? And this time around, be rest assured that all your teeth cannot be aching you at the same time. So usually it is just one tooth aching. Do you see how it destabilizes the whole body? In the same way, that's why you cannot trivialize the work that any member of your staff does. And this is why you have to engage another driver of engagement that is called recognition and appreciation. Employees want to feel valued. They want to be recognized for their contributions. It will not hurt you if you call somebody up and make everybody clap for them. It will not hurt you if you encourage somebody who stayed an extra hour after work and extra 2 hours after work just to get work done. It will cost you nothing. Sometimes recognition and appreciation might not cost you anything, but not doing it will cost you a lot. Another one is career growth and development. Every employee wants to work in an organization where there are opportunities for learning, where there are opportunities for growth, and where there are opportunities for advancement. If you get a job and you're working in a place where day after day you are doing the same job, you're not improving, you're not developing, there are no new challenges, you're not advancing in what you're doing, you're not growing up, that person will not be engaged. You know what will happen? They'll start looking for other places to go to, other places where there are more challenges, other places where there are more opportunities, and you don't want that. Another driver of engagement is work environment. A positive work environment that fosters collaboration, that fosters respect, that fosters trust is an environment where anybody will want to work. And their employees are super engaged because the environment is not toxic. There are workplaces that every day is buzzwords, you know. Every day, one trouble or the other. Something is happening. One person is fighting the other. One person is hitting the other. One person is, or one is being stolen. So you have, as a human resource management professional, you must ensure that that work environment is the kind of work environment that any employee will want to work in. Next is leadership. Effective leadership will always inspire and motivate employees. They want to be part of something bigger, something greater. They want to know that the person they are working with, the leaders above them, can inspire them, can make them feel on top of the world, can make them feel like what they are doing is so relevant and powerful. And most importantly, work-life balance. If you like, they pay 1 million a month. If people feel like the work they do for you is all that they do, they don't have time for their personal life, they don't have time for their family, they cannot go on any break. Somebody will work year in, year out for 1 full year, and the person is asking for 1 week break, and all hell is broken loose. Anger everywhere, strife everywhere, giving the person multiple assignments simply because this person asked for 1 week break. That person is a human being, not a jackal. So it's important that there should be balance between work and personal life and responsibilities. Nobody wants to work in a place where if your wife or your husband needs surgery and you need to be there, you can't be there because of work. There is need for balance. And these are the things that people look at. So while you may be saying, oh, I pay them stupendiously, money is not everything. We have seen that if they are paid and they don't find purpose and meaning, they don't experience recognition and appreciation, there is no career growth and development path for them, the work environment is toxic, and leadership is not inspiring, and there's no work-life balance, they will leave. The turnover will be on the increase because these are the drivers of engagement. Capish? Hope we got that right. All right, so let's progress. If you have followed me thus far, you understood everything I just shared, please type in 22 in the comment section, okay? Type in 22 in the comment section. That way I know everybody is following. Okay, I see your tutus coming. Thank you, Lady Joyce. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about measuring engagement levels. For us to measure engagement level, it's measurable, right? So we have to look at tools like surveys. We can use surveys such as employee engagement survey to measure employee engagement levels. Another one we can use is feedback mechanism. Okay, so we can provide channels for employees to provide feedback on their engagement levels. Another one is to monitor performance metrics. such as productivity, absenteeism, turnover rates. This can really help us to measure engagement levels. Now, let's talk about the strategies for enhancing engagement. We've already mentioned a few of them, but let's talk about recognition and rewards program. Implementing programs to recognize and reward employees for their contribution is essential. We can also provide incentives such as bonuses, awards, or other perks for high-performing employees. Feedback is essential. We need to provide regular feedback and recognition for good work. Others include work-life balance initiatives. We should intentionally create flexible work hours, offering flexible work hours or telecommuting options. Sometimes they can work from home. What is most important is that they're efficient, they're effective, they're doing the work that they need to do. All right. We can also look at wellness programs, providing wellness programs and initiatives to support employees' physical and mental health. It could be a short vacation, it could be a bonding session, it could be a small play group. You can get them for a weekend where everybody gathers to just have some kind of fun. Another one is workload management. You have to ensure that workloads are manageable and reasonable. Make sure that workloads are manageable and reasonable. Don't overload people. The work that even you know you cannot do, you now carry it and overload another individual. Don't do that, okay? That's not okay. Another one is building a positive work culture. In doing that, you have to communicate, okay? Communicate. Foster open and transparent communication within the organization. Promote team building activities and initiatives to build camaraderie. Value and ethics are essential and should be upheld. Okay? Try to promote organizational values using ethical standards. These are very, very important strategies in order to enhance employee engagement. Now, for you to be able to retain, we have retention strategies. So let's talk about some of these retention strategies. Analyzing turnover rates. Why are people leaving the organization? Why are they leaving? What is making them leave? Through which department are they leaving? So identify trends. Analyze the turnover data to identify trends and patterns. Also conduct root cause analysis to determine the reasons for turnover. Provide opportunities for growth and advancement. When you do this, it will minimize the turnover rate. Offer training and development opportunities to enhance skills and knowledge. If people know that you are concerned about their growth, that you are concerned about their development, they would want to stay. And also implement strategies to improve employee engagement and satisfaction. We have already talked about this. Another one is conduct exit interviews and analysis. When you conduct interviews with departing employees, you're able to gather feedback, you're able to gather insights, you're able to know why they are leaving, what caused they are leaving, and that way you can prevent increase in turnover rates because you would have known what is making people to leave, what is creating the back door of your organization, because from the front door you are welcoming people, but from the back door people are leaving your organization, and you need to find out why are people leaving, what is making them leave. Are they leaving because they're overworked? Are they leaving because the leaders don't show emotional intelligence? Are they leaving because there's no job satisfaction? Are they leaving because their compensation is low? Are they leaving because the work environment is toxic? Why are they leaving? Then when you analyze exit interview data, you'll be able to identify reasons for turnover and also areas for improvement as an organization. All right, so the last module in this session that we're going to look at is called Talent Management Technologies. Talent Management Technologies. Remember, we talked about the strategies, we talked about the reasons and everything. Now I want to talk about technologies that can help you for talent management. Now, the first one I would like to talk about is the talent management system. In today's digital age, talent management technologies play a vital role in streamlining processes, enhancing efficiency, and gaining valuable insights to optimize your talent strategy. A talent management system, a TMS, is a software platform that integrates various talent management functions into a single centralized system. This session will explore the features and benefits of talent management system and provide guidance on selecting the right system for your organization's specific needs. So what are the features and benefits of a TMS, a talent management system? First is recruitment management. It streamlines the recruitment process from job posting to candidate selection. Second is management performance. This involves setting goals, conducting performance reviews, and identifying areas of improvement. Next is learning and development, providing access to training and development opportunities for employees. Succession planning, that is identifying and developing talent for future leadership roles. Then employee engagement, we've talked about that a lot, monitoring employee engagement and satisfaction levels. And then finally, analytics and reporting. That's providing data and insights to inform talent management decisions. All right. So let us look at selecting the right TMS for your organizations. As we all understand, organizations are different. We do different things, we represent different things. So it is important that we are able to understand that not every TMS is right for your organization. But if you must select the kind of TMS that is right for your organization, there are certain things you have to look into. Number one on that list is to identify your organization's specific talent management needs and objectives. Because your talent management needs and objectives will not be the same for another organization. Next, you have to evaluate different TMS vendors based on the features, scalability, cost, and user reviews. It has to be user-friendly. There are TMS tools that you will get. You won't be able to use it. A hospital here in Abuja, some of you may even know it, but I'm not going to mention the name. You know, they imported machines from Germany. And they brought a German person to come and help onboard the current staff on how to use this machine. You won't believe that when the person finished the onboarding session, he left. And by the time he left, they on the machine only to discover that the entire language of the machine is in Germany. They couldn't use it. So it's very, very important that you, even in using TMS tools, that you make sure they are user-friendly. Okay, check out the features for yourself. If they say it is easy, tell them, let us use it and see how easy it is. Give us a demo copy. Then customization. Ensure the TMS can be customized to meet your organization's unique requirements. Ensure also that the TMS can integrate with other HR systems and applications used by your organization. So that you don't say you are doing digital and from digital you go back to analog. All right. Another one is training and support. Assessing the training and support options provided by the TMS vendor is equally important. So let's talk about leveraging data and analytics. This is about using data for talent insights. One is data collection. You have to collect, this involves collecting data on employee performance, engagement, and retention. Next is data analysis, analyzing data to identify trends, patterns, and areas for improvement. We talked about this before. Data visualization, present the data in a visual format to make it easier to understand. You can use the pie chart, you can use the bar chart, you can use the bar graphs and stuff like that. So actionable insights, using data to make informed decisions about talent management strategies and initiatives. If you are able to sit down and analyze which people came through these means, which people came through that means, how was it easy for us to adopt these strategies? Who the talents that we procured through acquired through this method, which of them are still in the organization? How many of them have left? What is our rate of turnover rate? All of this data can help you to make quality decisions, even as a leader. There's also a predictive element, the predictive analytics in talent management. This can predict performance. This involves using data to predict employee performance and identify high potential employees. High potential employees are those employees within your organization that can deliver on any job that they are given. High potential employees are those ones that meet targets. Every time you set a target, they are able to meet it. High potential employees are those ones who are able to deliver. They are able to release their deliverables at the right time. So, and I started this session by telling us that any organization is only as strong as the people that work in it. Any organization is only as strong as the employees of that organization. If your employees are small-minded, your organization will be small-minded. If your employees are people who have a fixed mindset, there is no way your organization can look like a growth organization. It cannot grow because the people's mindset are fixed instead of having a growth mindset. So succession planning, you have to identify potential successors for key roles based on their skills, performance, and potential. And then you have to predict which employees are at risk of leaving the organization and implement strategies on how to retain them. If they're not doing well, then you have to find ways on how to train and develop them to increase their capacity. Then retention prediction, predicting which employees are at risk of leaving. Okay, we'll talk about that. Then talent pipeline management, using predictive analytics to ensure a steady supply of talent for future needs. Let's talk about examples of TMS and their vendors. These are talent management systems, okay? You can check some of them out and use them for your work. One is the Oracle HCM Cloud. The Oracle Human Capital Management Cloud offers a comprehensive suite of tools for talent acquisition, performance management, learning and development, and employee engagement. Another one is the SAP Success Factors. It's a cloud-based platform that includes modules for recruiting, onboarding, performance and goal management, learning and succession planning. Workday HCM includes modules for recruiting, talent management, learning, and workforce planning, and all accessible through a single cloud-based system. Another one is the UltiPro. The UltiPro is by Ultimate Software, offers a suite of HR, payroll, and talent management tools, including features for recruitment, performance management, and career development. These tools can really, really help you to improve on your talent management work. Others include the Cornerstone On Demand. Cornerstone's talent management platform includes modules for recruiting, learning and development, performance management, and succession planning. Another one is IBM Watson Talent. It's a suite. It includes tools for talent acquisition, performance management, learning and succession planning, leveraging AI and data analytics. Another one is the AD Workforce Now. The AD Workforce Now platform offers features for recruiting, onboarding, performance management, and learning integrated with payroll and HR services. So I'd like you to note that a robust TMS offers a variety of features to support the entire employee life cycle, okay? Starting from attracting top talent to developing and retaining your workforce. Recruitment management models streamline job postings, applicant tracking, and candidate communication, saving you time and effort to go through all those documents, all those files, all those screenings. And then onboarding functionalities, automate tasks, provide access to training materials, and facilitate a smoother integration process for new hires. Then learning management features allow you to deliver and track online training programs, manage learning paths for employees, and measure the effectiveness of your training initiative. So it's important that selecting the right TMS is crucial for maximizing your return on investment. It will be of no use for you to spend all this money on training and development, and at the end of the day, and even on purchasing a TMS software or suite, and then at the end of the day, you are not able to get the value that you want on your talent management program. So the first step is to identify your organization-specific talent management challenges and goals. We've said this over and over again. This will help you to determine the functionalities that are most important to you. Then you carefully consider the features offered by different TMS providers and ensure that they align with your needs and priority. And scalability is another factor. Choose a system that can accommodate your organization growth plans. Every organization intends to grow so that you don't outgrow the system, and so that there will be room for the system to grow with you as the organization grows. Performance management modules support goal setting, conducting performance reviews, and providing feedback and development opportunities to help employees reach their full potentials. Succession planning functionalities help you identify and develop high potential employees to ensure a smooth handover of leadership roles when key employees leave the organization. So data and analytics capabilities generate reports and insights that inform strategic talent decisions across the entire talent management spectrum. So thank you very much for being a part of this class. We were able to push to the end. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for being an active participant. I appreciate every one of you in this class. And before I hand over to our coordinator for today, I want to kindly ask that you give us a 5-star rating and review on Google at our page. Just type in https /g.page/IIPM international/review and drop a 5-star rating for us on Google. Also follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube at IIPM International. Thank you so much for enjoying every bit of this class. I'm glad I did this class with you. Thank you, everyone, once again. Thank you, Lady Joyce. Thank you, Lady Christy. She's out of here. Thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you, Mr. Olubenga, and so many, all of you who were part of this class. I'll be handing over to our wonderful coordinator, Mr. Damilola, to help us round up. And if you have any questions, this will be the time. Thank you, and God bless.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Ifeoma, for this wonderful section so far. And we appreciate all those that stayed back to this moment. I mean, please, let's make use of the comment section and appreciate Dr. Ifeoma for this amazing section. Please, let's appreciate her so much. Thank you. It has been an awesome session with you. And we believe that this class today has been so impactful and inspiring. And please, we are coming back by 2 p.m. We all know that this class is not for free. So it's our obligation to do the needful. If you need any details regards to the payment, we'll be glad to send them to you on the WhatsApp room. So if you haven't joined the WhatsApp room, please, you can send message directly to me, so we can send the link to you, so you can be added to the WhatsApp group. So we are coming back by 2 p.m. If you want anybody to join us as well, please don't be stingy. This time we need to extend hand of learning to others so they can also participate. We haven't gone far that much. They can still catch up with us, and we have replay on YouTube as well. You can go there and just, replay to get the recap of the section. We believe that you may not be able to get everything once, so you can go back there and just check out for some other information we must have missed. So if you have any question, any inquiries, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll be here to give you necessary information that will help you out. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so see you in class by 2 p.m.